Hi guys, welcome to M&E Made Simple. I'm your host, Coach Alexander. Today we're going to be looking at conducting monitoring and evaluation audits. And I know you guys are excited about this particular topic. I've never talked about this in this channel. This is the very first time I'll be talking about this. So I want you to watch this video from the start to the end because this is something you can apply in your own organizations. So the outline is as follows. What is a monitoring and evaluation audit, aka M&E Systems Audit? How is the M&E Systems Audit conducted? Stage 1 and 2. When to conduct the M&E Systems Audit and how to compile the audit report. So guys, if you're here for the very first time, please subscribe to this channel because on a regular basis, I post updates in relation to monitoring and evaluation. So if you're here for the first time, I've been doing this for 10 years now. My name is Coach Alexander and welcome to this channel. Okay, so what is an M&E audit? Well, the M&E Systems Audit is conducted by the M&E unit. It is done to check whether the implementation of monitoring and evaluation is actually complying to the set standards. Now, some of you have heard about this kind of audit. It could, in some organizations, it's okay. Most organizations actually, we hear the so-called data quality audit. Okay, I want to believe that these two are not even that different, okay? But the issue is that with the data quality audit, you are more focused on the quality issues surrounding the data that you're collecting. So the M&E audit goes beyond that. It goes slightly beyond. It looks at the processes of M&E and the general system on how it's running. So we're going to use data quality audit sometimes to encompass this M&E Systems Audit as well. Now, how is it conducted? All right. There are two stages. I'm going to talk about the first stage of conducting the M&E Systems Audit. So the first stage is where you calculate what is known as the variance. All right. The reason why you do this calculation is because you want to determine the level of accuracy of the reported data that is coming to your organization. Now, let me explain this further. You know, our organizations, they are designed in such a way that you've got the highest level structure, which is the headquarters, and then you've got the regional, then you've got the field offices. So now those field offices are reporting data, okay, are sending reports to HQ. Now the problem is that the reports may have errors. So what that means is that you who are seated at the headquarters will have to verify whether this reported data is actually of good quality. So after you verify, let's say they reported to you that 50 trainings had been conducted, but you go down to verify whether indeed it was 50. You find out that, okay, instead of it being 50, it should have been 45. So that verified data is what you put here. The reported data is what you put here. You subtract and find a percentage. Now, any percentage that lies outside -5% to +5% is not acceptable. It means that there's something seriously wrong with your data quality in that organization. But if it is within this range, then the data quality is acceptable and you can pat yourself on the back because this is a job well done. So this kind of audit needs to be done at least on a yearly basis. All right, I'm going to talk about this as we proceed because I feel this is something important for you to know. Now, the second stage of doing the data quality audit is now to assess the M&E system. Okay, I mean the data management system. So you assess the system And then as you are doing the system assessment, you are going to be assessing these 5 components. Now I'm going to explain what these images are. The image you see here is basically a pentagon shape. So when you carry out an assessment, you're supposed to generate a shape using a certain tool. I only use this tool, unfortunately, with the students that are in the coaching program. I can't share this tool for free. I only use it with the students in the coaching program. But I'll explain what this image means. So with that tool, you're able to generate this pentagon shape. So this pentagon shape essentially is telling you the status of your data management system. So now what you're assessing is the M&E structure. You want to check whether the organization has a proper functioning structure. You want to check whether they have indicator definitions and reporting guidelines. You want to check whether they have data collection and reporting forms, data management processes, and links with the national reporting system. So those are the things you need to check for. Then after you check for that, using that tool, you're going to be able to, going to be able to generate a pentagon shape. So this shape you see here will immediately tell you where the weaknesses are in that organization. So in this particular case, if you look at A and B, they share similar weaknesses. The weaknesses are here. If you look, this gray shape is going inwards. You can see that the issue is that indicator definitions and reporting guidelines are not actually fully present in that organization. But in terms of their biggest strengths, you can see that they have an M&E structure in place, and also data collection and reporting forms are actually in place. So those are their biggest strengths. So when you combine this audit findings that are in stage 2 and the audit findings that are in stage 1, you're going to have basically completed your assessment. All right. And then you can generate a report that will inform decision making in the organization. Okay. Now, the M&E Systems Audit is conducted mainly in 2 scenarios. One is it is a routine activity. I'll give you an example. If you have noticed, for those who are working or who have worked in organizations for many years, there's what they call a financial audit. So this financial audit is a routine activity. It takes place at least once every year. So it's the same thing with the M&E Systems Audit. It must be undertaken at least once a year, all right, because you are dealing with a lot of routine data, routine processes, routine decision making. So you need to be doing it at least once a year. If you are able to do it even twice a year, that's fine. I prefer that this is done on a regular basis because it will help you keep everything intact. Now, the second reason why you do this audit, the second reason when it's conducted, second scenario, is when a complaint has been received. There might be a query. There might be a query from your stakeholders that they are questioning the authenticity of the reports that you are generating. And I can tell you, if any stakeholder questions the authenticity of your reports, that can be a serious problem. So you need to get to the root cause of that. You need to check whether these things are actually authentic, where the problem is. Are your field officers feeding you authentic data? Are they giving you the right information? Those are the issues you need to find out. Okay, so how is this audit report compiled? I like to use the standard format for reporting, okay, where you have the cover, you've got the cover page, the table of contents, introduction, and so on and so on. But let me mention this point, guys, that if your organization has a format they use, that can be good enough. All right, because what you need to do is contextualize these reports to your organization settings. I believe that the key is what you report in the findings. Okay, the findings are what should speak volumes about the status of the system or even data quality issues that exist in your organization. So you need to ensure that you bring that out. That pentagon image that you saw in the previous slide, you must attach that image into the report and interpret what that image means. Interpret to management how best they can improve on the weaknesses you have identified. So thank you so much for your time. I really enjoyed interacting with you. Please write to me in case you have any questions. I've been your host, Coach Alexander, and see you on the other side. Bye.